It's very moving for me to be here, and I don't want to talk about the book, not because I've not read it, but because they're going to be talking about it anyway. What I would like to talk about is Deepti, as very few of us are privileged, honored, and blessed to know her as a friend, first of all, and as a person who one day descended from the sky when I was sitting in Bashu Chatterjee's office, translating a play on a day off from a shoot. And suddenly she comes like a vision, and I look at her, because those were the days in the early 90s when you didn't see movie stars 50 times on television. You only saw them in magazine covers, inside magazines, or you saw them in the movies. And suddenly there's this petite, lovely woman, and the question that falls on my shoulders from the back is, what are you writing? So I turn and I look, and I suddenly say, who's this? And it's like, then she smiled, and I said, oh my God, Deepti Naval. And she lived in the same building upstairs, and she wanted to ask me what I was writing. And she said, you're Mita, and all that stuff. And I said, yes, and what are you writing? So I explained to her what I was writing. So it's interesting that the first thing that she should ask me is what I'm writing, and she was interested in what I was writing. So I explained to her. Over the years, then she invited me to her house, and it was one of the most beautiful spaces I had been to. It was the kind of house I would love to have had myself. And over the years, Deepti changes that house from something that had 4 or 5 bedrooms to something that's become like a beautiful New York loft or something. And the one thing that I feel that she does all the time is, and what I've learned from her as a person, as a human being, and what I totally admire and get inspired by, is that, first of all, she's never scared of change. She's always getting rid of what is familiar, but never losing memory of it, but she manages to transform it into something of beauty. And the special thing about Deepti is that she looks for beauty in everything and everyone. She has her idiosyncrasies, which is what makes it all the more interesting and humane. And she is not afraid of admitting to them. And at the same time, she is always striving to seek that which is beautiful in life, to see the more lovely aspects of life, to always, a lot of people think that being an actress is because you've acted in movies, and being a writer is because you've written a book, and being a traveler is because you took a jeep and went out into the wilderness on your own, which Deepti has done. But with Deepti, it's her curiosity for life. It's her ability to see wondrousness in everyday things. And it's also the fact that she makes a conscious choice to seek that which is beautiful and surround herself with that which is sublime and beautiful. And that is the one thing that I'm so humbled by, because I say, oh my God, but this is what life is about. And that is what makes you into somebody who can write and travel and be fearless and journey into yourself, So here's looking at you, Deepti, for being an artist of life, not just an artist on stage or as a writer. You're an artist of life, and that is something that I think her friends have the privilege of being able to access, and I am actually allowing you an access to it today. So her books and her movies are just a part of the fact that she's also an artist of life, and that's what makes her the great artist she is. So I would like to welcome Deepti on stage, and Shoma Chaudhary.